Hello everybody, it's me, Berlin again. First of all, I'm incredibly proud of how far this community has come. Over the years, I've seen plenty of things change, and most of the time it changed for the better. So for that, I want to give a huge kudos and thank you to all of you. But, that's besides the point. Let's get on with your questions. First on, I plan to finally have a main character, or set of main characters, on the field, basically in the battlefield, to focus on. And I also plan to show off more of the lore, and find more mediums to convey what ideas I have for this series. And trust me, I do have a lot. And for the second part of your question, yes, I have plenty of plans for both bigger and smaller scale scenarios. Primarily, military experiments and super weapons. Next! My first army men were, based on my memory, either some really flimsy Ja Rule style clones or the Airfix British paratrooper clones. To be honest, I genuinely can't remember my first stop motion, the first one I viewed. I do remember it being something related to Lego, I'm pretty sure. Many of them did, but I'd say two of my main inspirations were the General Mo and Star Wars Studio 100. Hey, thanks for the feedback. My dream set, the ones which do exist, would be probably the Mark's Guns of Navarone playset. Another option would have been the Timmy C130. That's also got a lot of stuff in it, and I say the design of it looks pretty good. My dream sets for army men would be anything like Cold War to modern era PLA troops. One of my main ones would have been a Chinese infantry support squad with an RPG and an LMG. Another one would have been a Manpads operator, or an air defense set like this one. Now, the next one has way too many questions, so I'll only answer some of them. I plan to make more interesting scenes based on each faction's niches, so I can expand on them more. I want to show more of the Grey Underground, and I also want to get more into the politics of things, so to say. I own way too many toy soldiers, and I don't have a specific favorite. I also don't count how many I own, but I know it's multiple big boxes, like the clear plastic massive boxes. These videos take really long to make, about a month of on and off filming, about an hour straight per day, and some editing got me the Battle of Shuyin. Oh yes, and I have seen the clip from Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I'll also have to skip some for this one. The side I picked would be Grey. My username is Berlin Actual because I like the character codenamed Berlin from Le Casa de Papel, Money Heist. I use HitFilm Express to edit, and I edit on a laptop. Moving on. I reckon the gaps between my videos will be about the same after this. Yeah. It's a good time to see an upload from me, because I haven't done one in so long. I'd say if I could see one dead stop motion channel return, it would be Samdu. The most challenging film I did would most likely be the Battle of Shuyin. It took so much reshooting and I had to edit so much. But yeah, it's funny because it still looks like shit. I would say the new profile picture is better because I actually had to design all of it from what I had. We will see him when we see him, because I genuinely still don't know what to do with him. Rest in peace, Firefly. Sacrifices must be made in the tides of change. Alright, first one from the Discord. Good question. I don't really know the name of the color, but I can show you what it looks like. Here. As of now, no, I don't intend to host any stop motion contests. For the time being, or genuinely at all. Because part of it stems from the fact that I don't know what to give, how to give it, and also genuinely I can't afford to give anything to anybody. I'm not there yet, you know. Of course, there's plenty of other reasons. I could go on for hours if I explained it. My favorite film besides Plastic Apocalypse? I'm assuming you mean by Army-Man-wise. It would be Paper Thin Armor's Inferno. A close second would be Angry Trooper Show's Plastic Grinder Payback? Episode 2. I think it was called Captured Airdrops. My favorite 40k faction would definitely be the Death Corps of Kree. And lastly, my favorite brand of Army-Man. It's pretty tough because there's a lot of giants like Airfix, Hingfat, CTS, and BMC for strictly Army-Man categories. But if I had to choose one, I'd say probably Hingfat. My two closest inspirations for the Tans would have been the Imperial Japanese from World War II and a bit of modern day Japan. And yeah, they're doing that, you know. They're doing that stuff. My favorite tank model. That's a hard one. I'd say out of all of the vehicles that I own right now, most predictably mine would have been the Type 80, or the Type 88 to be more exact, from Trumpeter. It's really, it just has that charm to it that an old model has. The 1/35th scale Pershing from Tamiya would have been second because it has a working suspension and lots of like stowage and stuff. It also comes with figures. Pretty good. If I were a food, I'd probably pick fries because it's liked by many and it's also not that hard to prepare compared to some other dishes, you know. In my opinion, lore-wise, like for my lore, I would say the Greys. If we're talking about pose diversity, obviously the Greens, they get every faction, every pose under the sun. Now hold up guys, it's time for an honorary question, featuring a very, very special guest. Sergeant Ong of the Singapore Armed Forces. No, Sergeant! I casted Spank as Colonel Tao, and myself as Marshal Zhu. Ken Chow from A Boys to Men and his actor were unfortunately not in that episode. Who knows, maybe someday he'll be in there though. Besides those main three hobbies, I find a lot of joy in badminton and sometimes writing. There's also a lot more, but like, I don't want this to drag on, you know. For which historical era fascinates me the most, I would say the Cold War does, because it's got a lot of niches, and even if you put a lot of time in, you won't get all of it. Because it's a really long period, and it's also really interesting with all the politics in it. However, the Three Kingdoms era is also very fascinating to me. I need to do more research on that. My favorite fruit is the watermelon. It's really tasty in most forms it's served, and it's also really good for you. Some dude is a very good creator. His stuff is among my favorites, and his niche is also really entertaining. I think you guys get what I mean by his niche. He's a tremendous guy! Ooh, this is a good one. If I could only have one set, I would probably pick the Mark's Guns of Navarone set or the OWN World War II Chinese soldiers. Because both of them have really good like sculpting and they're pretty unique in their own way. I'll answer quite frankly. Paper Thin Armor's Army Men and Armaments is one of my favorite series to VA and voice act in, except for my own. If you were to ask me why, the answer is pretty obvious. I get to play the role of either a Grand Armed Geriatric or a Londoner. Who doesn't want that? However, my favorite video I've ever voice acted for is still my own Resisting the Empire. Mandarin is fun to speak and fun to voice act in. Sweet and sour pork would be my favorite food. It's my go-to pick whenever I'm outside, and it's also like, personally, it tastes really nice. I don't have a single least favorite, but like, I really don't like those flat as hell type of figures, you know, those that are practically 2D, the ones that look like they're made of paper. Or otherwise, those with really low quality or low quality control. Basically, if you can tell the manufacturer doesn't care about you, then it's probably not a good set. May heaven guide you to 10,000 years of fortuitous findings for fair prices on eBay. I'm assuming you're talking armament-wise. In my series, technology-wise, the Blues are the most advanced. They have the best research bureaus, and like they have a ton of scientists. By faction color, I'm pretty sure my favorite army would be, well, most obviously, the Greys. Partly it's because of how much thought I've put into their lore compared to the others. And this isn't, I'm not trying to be biased, I genuinely just gravitate towards the ideas that I have for the Greys more. Hopefully I can show all of them and implement them in my series to show y'all. I have way too many army men to count, and like, I'm not even joking when I say this. But I don't really plan to use all of them, since I kind of want to show more like quality over quantity in my videos, you know what I mean? Oh, this is a hard one. I filmed a lot of harder than it seems types of scenes, especially for the Battle of Shuyin video. I would say this one comes to mind, because honestly, it was my first try at anything naval. As for favorites, there's no topping this scene from Skirmish. At least yet. Who knows what might come? My favorite Radio Man pose would probably be the SCS Direct German Radio Man. I like the urgency which he's like pointing, you know, he's pointing while still speaking on the radio. My favorite stop motion, the one that I've made by myself, would probably be the Battle of Shuyin, despite all the bad things I say about it. Though, like, I'm not proud of the quality, I would say it's a crucial step in the right direction. Yes, I occasionally eat Doritos. I do like them. I wish their flavors like Cool Ranch were more easy to find locally though. I would say a childhood of playing with these figures along with Legos, watching a bunch of stop motions, and to be honest, a general interest in this niche was what fueled all of this stuff. I have little feelings about the color pastel, I don't know what to say. It does look like pretty though, I guess. Personally, I love both. Tamiya is nice, and I like the figures they normally give to the kids. Takom makes the harder to find sets, and I like them too. They're very niche. Both are great. Honestly, get both. Personally, I would say Some Dude, Black Star Initiative, Angry Trooper Show, Paper Thin Armor, and Alan He make the top 5. Though there's obviously a lot more of them that I hold to high regards. I just can't fit everybody in the top 5, you know. I don't have a bottom 5 actually, but anybody who seeds drama, weaponizes their community, or strongly rebukes valid advice or criticism is a good contender for bottom 5. They know who they are. I find China to have a very rich history. It's got good food and also a lot of like interesting places. Overall, I have a positive impression of China, regardless of whichever one we're referencing, the Republic or the People's Republic. You know, Taiwan or the mainland. I have a positive impression of both. If by Coke you mean Coca-Cola, yes, I've tried that many times. It's a very nice drink. Yes, I absolutely will. Don't worry. Patience, my dear friend. Whoa, that guy is slick. Still better than not having any fish elbow. I'll say, you could probably use some like camera angling tricks to make it more visually appealing or look better from a certain angle. I don't really watch Star Wars, like at all, really. It seems interesting, but like it's just not really for me. I'm sorry if this bums anybody out. I just don't really have an interest towards Star Wars. You gotta understand me on this one, right?
And unfortunately, we have reached the end for today. If you have any other burning questions or anything that I haven't answered, feel free to DM me and ask me about it. I'll get to you there shortly.